Welcome to another episode of Empowered Living with yours truly, Barrett Berry. We're excited to have you here again for another power-packed episode of how we're going to take you from this place to the next place to empower you to reach over the bridge to your own success, wherever it may be, make you a stronger leader, make you a better business person, make you a great entrepreneur. We believe that we can increase prosperity by eliminating all poverty. And how we do that is by building small businesses, by strengthening entrepreneurs, and by really being the catalyst for change. And we believe if you connect with us, we'll get there together. I want to share something with you, something real sweet and simple. Don't despise little things. Don't despise small beginnings. See, everything starts from a seed. Everything starts from the beginning. And so what's so exciting about when you see someone of great success, you see the Oprah Winfrey's, we forget that she started off as an internship, and we forget that she was told that she wasn't attractive enough to be before the camera. But yet and still she became the first African-American billionaire. So you think about these things. So women billionaire, you think about these things start small before they begin to grow. We even think about the seed of an oak tree. Oak tree, the mighty oak that grows to be hundreds of years of age. But it all started with a seed falling from a tree and taking root, and these roots developing a foundation. And so we think about that even when you become like the capstone. The capstone is like the cornerstone. It's the foundation to build a building, to build even a woman or build a man. It starts with a capstone, which is the beginning, the foundation. So don't despise the little things, the small beginnings. The capstones would formulate the foundation that you build your prosperity, where you will prosper in business, in life, in relationships. That is the beauty of the small things, because it can determine your future. I think about other great people. You think about Michael Jordan. Yes, he was seen to be the greatest basketball player in the history of the NBA. But even Michael Jordan in high school, he had to forego one season playing varsity and stuck with the small things. He developed his skills, and when his opportunity presented himself, he became not only just a great high school player, but he became a superb, outstanding college player, and then become the greatest basketball player of all times. Reminds me of myself in high school. Not much like Michael Jordan per se, but when I was in high school, in my 10th grade year, I was 5'8", tilting on 5'9". In the 10th grade, I had to play C basketball. C basketballs were the small people. It's the lowest level when you're in high school. When I grew up in California, it goes C, then B team, then junior varsity, then varsity. I was 4 lengths away from playing varsity. But what happened between my 10th and 11th grade year, I had a small beginning, 5'8", 5'9", but by the 11th grade, I was 6'2". And now I had already worked on my skills being on the C team because I played varied positions. I played down low in the post like a big man. I played guard. So when I got to 11th grade, I was able to be a point guard, but I could take somebody down and post them down low like I was a 6'10" big guy. Because in my beginning, I learned to play down low, and it made me a far better basketball player. By the 11th grade, I was starting on the JV team. By the senior year, I was starting on the varsity team. It all began with a small beginning. Your business, all it requires is just really capturing and embracing the little things, the small beginning, getting the EIN number, getting incorporated, taking the first step with establishing yourself being recognized as a business in the state of which you come from, and then going in your federal tax. It's the small things, the first investment, the first dollar, the first $2 bill that you receive. You go to many restaurants, and what you see on the wall is that dollar bill, their first dollar made in that business. What that allows them to do is to look back and reflect on whence they come. No one starts off already at the top. It starts by putting one step before the other. An ant doesn't build an anthill by just getting up in the morning. It takes an army, but takes a little bit at a time. You don't eat an elephant. The African wise story is you don't eat an elephant. You don't eat an elephant one time. You take a bite and you nibble, and you continue to just build on it, to establish it. The next thing you know, you've already digested the elephant. I just want to share that with you. Grab hold of your small beginning, your little things, and grant and believe in your future, because when you focus on it, destiny is determined by how you view yourselves. This is Barrett Berry. This is Empowered Living. I'm excited to have you here. Check out this video we have coming for you right now. It's called Build On. We're building a school in Haiti, and we want you to know more about it. And stay tuned for my guest, my very special guest, Patrick Leitz, who's the president of Cross Aluminum Products in Niles, Michigan. Don't go anywhere. Stay close, stay near. We'll be right back. Thank you.
In developing nations and American inner cities, a young person faces enormous challenges. Poverty, illiteracy, and communities crumbling before their eyes. Here at home, drugs and gangs are an everyday reality for our youth. Our schools are struggling to keep students engaged. In many urban schools, only 50% of the students are graduating. Across the globe, 1.2 billion people can't read or write, condemning them to a cycle of extreme poverty that they can't escape. But in the face of these oppressive challenges, have communities lost hope? Not for a minute. Youth here at home and across the globe are connected by their courage, their resilience, and their hope. They are tied by their desire for change. They just need the tools to make that change happen. 20 years ago, we started Build On to break the cycle of poverty, illiteracy, and low expectations through service and education. By engaging students to take action through after-school service programs, they're not only changing their communities from within, touching the lives of homeless and seniors and children in their own neighborhoods, but they are changing the world. This is why Delmar has journeyed to Nepal to help Dahendra build a school for his village, and he's not alone. Build On brings teens who have rarely traveled beyond the borders of their neighborhoods to communities around the world where education is needed the most. And by mobilizing communities all over the globe to build schools, parents are learning that there is nothing they can't accomplish when they unite behind education. Build On is breaking ground on a school every 6 days, and 50% of the students attending will be female. Dahendra and Delmar, they help build our 400th school worldwide. And 60,000 children, parents, and grandparents are attending these schools every day. For U.S. schools, Build On elevates expectations of what is possible, not only in their communities, but in their own lives. 95% of Build On students not only graduate high school, but go on to college. Build On is not a charity, it is a movement. Join us today.
Welcome back. This is Empowered Living with yours truly, Barrett Berry. We're excited. We have Patrick Leitz here from Cross Aluminum Products out of Niles, Michigan. It's a wonderful business, a family-run business, a Christian family-run business. Started off with his dad, Donald Leitz, and they do these flush doors. You can find them at a variety of universities and campuses and schools around the Michiana area. For those of you who aren't from Michiana, that's the brilliant state of Michigan and the wonderful state of Indiana. We call it Michiana. And so we're excited to have him here on Empowered Living. He's going to really want to talk to him about, running a successful family business, which is really can often be a challenge because of the closeness of relations. But first, before we go there, who is Patrick Leitz?
Well, right now, president of Cross Aluminum Products.
All right. Yeah. But where are you from?
Actually from Dowagiac, Michigan.
And so, being from Dowagiac, Michigan, do you, the business is now, so I take it that it started off with your dad in that particular area?
No, not really. Actually, he started working for a company in Elkhart called Desco. Mm-hmm. And he actually ran their door division for quite a long time. From there, he moved to Dowagiac to a place called Couples. And he ran that for a while, actually designed one of their flush door lines there. From there, he moved back to Desco for just a little bit, and then from there he went to a place called Specialite and designed the second flush door line that came about.
Okay. Now, he sounds like an entrepreneur type of young man at the time, I'm certain, and found his way through really picking up the skills, working somewhere else, and then applying them for his own, increase. And
that's
so,
right.
How, that's always a big challenge, is the transition from the founder, the originator, the beginner, the initial entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So how was it going from your dad to you?
Well, actually, we started Cross Aluminum Products back around 1977. We actually built the first protojoy door in our basement, believe it or not.
Okay.
From there, we actually rented about a 7,000 square foot facility in Dowagiac, and that's where we started building this plank door. This door is completely different than all the other doors that were on the market. It was built for structural integrity and strength and security. The other doors were failing. They just weren't working very good, so he actually came up with this design himself, which would have been his third door design, and kind of talked to me a little bit about it and said, what do you think? And I said, well, Dad, I would like to help you get the business started. So that's basically where we started, right there, from the basement up to this 7,000 square foot facility, and we started building the aluminum plank doors right there.
So it's the small beginnings. What I talked about earlier is don't despise the small beginnings, and you can't get much smaller than in the basement building a door.
Exactly.
All right. So where are these? Where do you market? Where are your doors sold, or who has your doors?
Well, right now, just about everywhere in the country, the United States, we've got doors actually overseas in Puerto Rico, Guam. We've got some doors over in Japan, China. So we're moving around. We're getting outward a little bit more, but we're still concentrating more in the United States more than anywhere.
Okay. Now, I didn't know about the overseas part of it, and so quite often people think when you're in the Midwest that doing business overseas isn't, I guess, relevant. But how did you, coming from the Midwest, from Michigan, Indiana area, how did you go overseas with your business?
Well, I think more or less it was word of mouth. I think people, as you start to build more and more doors, I think people started finding out about us. And our kind of product and the way that we actually build it fit in really good over there, because when you're manufacturing these doors and you're sending them overseas, you have to try to get it there as efficiently as you can. And one of the areas is you don't put the hardware on. So usually the hardware is actually sent to those other places overseas. So you have to make sure you have manufacturers that can actually build these doors, do the hardware prep properly, because you've got a long ways to get them on over there, and they can't afford to have mistakes.
Right.
So it was more or less a reputation that started building slowly but surely. It started as we started moving out east and actually out west on the coast. And that's when people found out about us, and it's worked out pretty good for us.
So I heard this correctly, that you have manufacturers overseas.
Well, no, not really. We actually manufactured our doors here, and we sent them overseas.
Okay, very good, very good. Now, what are some of the challenges in doing business in a country that may not even be an English-speaking country, but what are the challenges?
Well, we sell most of our entrances, like I say, out to the West Coast and the East Coast, and they're the ones that actually do all the
wonderful
working for us. So we're actually working with people that
collaboration, partnership.
Yep.
All right,
So it's really good.
Makes it easier, I take
Yes,
it. Right.
yes.
Now, you have success.
Well, yeah.
Yes, you're very humble about it. It's wonderful. You know, you're a believer. You're a Christian. You're very humble about it. That's awesome. But I'm certain along the way there have been some challenges, some pitfalls, and so have you had pitfalls? And if so, how did you recover or rebuild from them?
Well, when my dad and I started the business, about 14 months into it, he passed away. At that time, I was 22 years of age.
Okay.
Didn't know what I was doing. And so there was our first pitfall right there, the death of my father. After he passed, my brother Mike and I, and of course my wife Jackie, were actually involved in the business at that time. It took about a week, maybe a week and a half, for me to finally get my bearings together and start to decide, hey, I've got to keep this business running. To give God credit, because that's originally when we started this business. We thought if the good Lord was going to allow us to have this business, that we would actually give Him credit for it. Okay. So any of the success that we've actually had, we accredit it to Him and what He's actually done for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, the pitfalls, that was one of the major pitfalls there. But I mean, not really having the financial backing at that time, we struggled for a good 7 years before we actually got what I would consider economically set up to where we could actually start running it and making a legitimate wage and living and paying for the invoices in a timely manner and what have you. So it was really tough.
Right. So all entrepreneurs and small business owners, I guess every business owner has this question. How did you find financing?
Very hard. It was really tough. As a matter of fact, when my dad started the business, he actually refinanced his home. And pitfall number 2 probably would have been when he passed, the creditors just started coming on us like you wouldn't believe. Matter of fact, some of them even demanded payment before their bill was even due. So we actually had a very hard time with that.
Right.
The bankers were challenging at that time. You know, we had one particular bank that gave us a very hard time. Even decided that he wanted to call the note because he didn't like how our accountant actually did the tax returns. And so I told him I wasn't going to do it because I just didn't have the money to have it done again.
Right.
He said, well, I'm going to have to probably call the note. Well, I got back that afternoon, started looking to see how much money we actually had, and we had just barely enough money to pay that note off. I made a phone call to him, and I told him, I said, I'm ready to pay the note off. And he said, oh, you don't have to do that. You know, you don't really have to do. I said, no, we're going to pay it off. So I did. We actually paid it off. We had like $35 left in our checking account. We just kept on going, never used that bank again.
Very nice. Very nice.
So,
You make your own destiny by focusing. I mean, that's really taking leadership. Oh, that means you're a leader.
well, yep,
Okay.
I guess.
All right. All right. So
With God's help.
All right, with God's help. Okay, he's a great person to follow.
Yes.
Who have been besides God? But have there been anyone in your life who's mentored you or provided you that leadership or advice or guidance that's been beneficial?
Yeah, actually, when my dad passed away, I actually looked to my father-in-law, which was a very active businessman at that time and very successful. He helped run Rudy Manufacturing at that time. That was a big operation, so he had a lot of business knowledge that I needed to rely on. Between him and my pastor at that time, which was Pastor Lester Summerall, I got not only the business knowledge, but I actually got the spiritual wisdom that I needed to start running this business the way that God wanted me to run it, which I was trying to do before. It was just good that I had those two individuals to kind of help guide me and move me right along.
Okay, those are two brilliant leaders.
Oh, very brilliant.
I can imagine. Yes, very much so. I think Pastor Summerall has left a footprint throughout this region, if
Oh,
not
yeah.
the whole globe, and it's a true testament of his leadership.
Oh, yeah.
As well. Now, that being the case, what type of leader do you see yourself as?
Right now, I would probably say that I'm trying to be a leader for my sons, who are going to eventually start taking the business over. So I want to try to bring them up into it. They're getting of the age now where I'm going to start taking maybe a little bit more of a back seat. I don't think I'll ever retire. I enjoy it too much. But I would like to see my two sons slowly but surely start taking it over. And so I'm trying to give them leadership and giving them some information and wisdom and what have you that I've learned to help take this business to the next level.
And that's awesome. You said something too. I believe this as well. I don't see myself ever retiring.
No.
Per se. I see myself, find something, continuously doing what I'm passionate about, and continuing that into the sunset. Exactly. So, is this your passion?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
what
don't
makes it
think I
your
would have
passion?
never made it if it
go
wasn't
ahead.
my passion. Yeah, I think anything you do, you should have a passion for it.
Okay.
I think you should have a driving force to get it. But with that passion comes, I think, the belief and the faith that you need to have in the Lord to keep that passion lit and keep it moving forward. So yeah, you have to have a passion, I think, to be successful in business.
Okay.
So if you don't have the passion, you'd be better off to get out.
Get out.
You got to have something other than finances to move you.
Right.
And I've always believed that the passion for building not only a quality product, but relying on the Lord to get you there is really going to get you the success that you need.
Now, so it's not necessarily the doors, because one could say they just make some doors, right? So you're not. It's more than just the door itself. It's the product. Could it be any product then? If you were passionate about that, you could.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. As long as it's a quality product, I don't see how you can generate passion without a quality product.
Okay.
And I'm starting to see that a lot of products are starting to take the other way. It's the throwaway mentality. But I think if you're going to have passion for anything, I think it's got to be building a quality product.
And I think part of it is these big box stores. Some of them are retail, and we shop there quite often. And the goods aren't of the best quality, but they're the least expense. And so we buy that, and we decide that it even works okay for us to throw it away. versus getting the quality goods. I recently, this is very simple and is not necessarily scientific, but I've come to realize with my shoe purchases that if I would spend more time shopping and finding the quality shoe, that I actually save in the long run because that shoe wears better, it lasts longer, and I have greater confidence in it. And so life is similar to that. If you find the quality, stick with the quality, what I'm hearing you say, stick with quality, and then the outcomes are better with the quality product than something you can throw away quickly. Now, doors, which is, I mean, went to a car show recently, and I realized that almost all cruise control are made not by the car company, but are vendors who sell to car companies. And so even building a building, you found a niche in the door. And speak to that. Speak to identifying the niche in business. How did that evolve, and why don't you move away from the door itself?
That's our specialty. And the advantages that we have is the fact that not only do we build a quality product that has a very good warranty on it, we actually do custom. And that's starting to go away. People aren't involved in custom anymore. They want to push volume, and we are just the opposite. We're going the opposite direction. We've decided that we're going to stick with not only a quality product, but we're actually going to get into the custom. And our niche probably is in the fact that we can actually do custom doors, custom sizes, custom widths, heights, you name it, we can do it. And so that helps us get a lot of work that a lot of larger door companies don't want to deal with and tackle with, because it's just too much for them.
So you want people, when they think of doors, they should think of you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right.
Now these are exterior aluminum doors.
Of course, and fire protected, high quality, airtight, and the like. I would imagine.
They're very good.
Very good. All right. Now, this free flow. This is speak to the emerging, the business owner, the soon-to-be entrepreneur, or the already established small business person like yourself. What are some of the wise words that you would share with them? You be the sage.
Well, first of all, I think if you're going to start any business, you've got to start with faith. I think you have to have faith in the Lord to get you started in the right direction. I think that with that faith, you've got to have a vision. You know what I mean? I think you have to keep that vision, and you have to portray that vision to all your employees, including anybody that works in the office with you and what have you. I think you have to establish a need. I think there's got to be a need out there. There's no sense in building a product if there's not a need for it, because you're just basically going to be wasting your time. So you have to manufacture something or have a service that has a need for it, and then just continue to roll on from there. But I mean, there's no miracle to get real quick fast. I mean, there are some people that do, but I think just that slow, steady process of starting from ground zero and just working your way up is where you're going to probably enjoy. You're going to enjoy the ride getting there. I still haven't got there yet, but we're enjoying the ride getting there.
You're enjoying the ride to get there.
Yeah.
And you're willing to do it to the very end, so that's a wonderful thing. Now, family. It's a family business.
Yes.
How does that work?
It can be tough. It can be tough because we all have differences of opinions from time to time. The thing that keeps us going in the positive direction is the fact that we haven't lost sight of the vision. And the vision is to build a quality product and to be a company of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. So we've kept that vision. But yeah, you're going to have little pitfalls on the side, where you're going to have somebody in the family that's not going to agree with you. But you just remind those individuals that, we do have a vision that we have to carry. And that's what we're going to do. And it's worked out very well for us.
That's awesome, because quite often that is not the testimony of all family-run businesses. So if I had a hat on, I would tip it to you for that. And how can we get in touch if somebody has a door, in need of a door, or just even some advice? How do we get in touch with you?
Well, they can actually get online and catch us online if they want to, or they can just look us up in Niles, Michigan, and we'd be more than happy to send one of my salesmen out to measure the entrances for them and help them get set up. All
right, and that's Cross Aluminum Products.
Yes.
Located in Niles, Michigan.
That's right.
And I think the website is Cross Aluminum?
Yes.
All right, very good. You can find it there. This has been Patrick Leitz. It's been a wonderful time just sharing and just learning from him. He is a small business owner, but he's a successful small business owner. Started from a very small beginning in his basement, something that he and his dad started together, and now it's a flourishing business in Niles, Michigan, the Midwest, the Rust Belt. I think that's what they call us here in this part of the world. And I want to thank you for coming out and joining us today.
Thank you very much, Barrett. I appreciate it.
It was awesome having you. Now, for us, this is Empowered Living with yours truly, Barrett Berry. We are just a development corporation wanting to work with you, to go in and dig the ditch with you, to build the foundation, to create the capstone so that your business will grow and flourish. We believe that prosperity should become the norm and poverty should be totally eliminated. But we believe that what it starts with is a small beginning. Your idea, your vision, your motivation, your energy, your faith, your drive, your determination, your commitment to fight the good fight until the end. I love what Patrick said. He said he will not retire from this work. And that is a brilliant, brilliant way to become. And also, moving forward here, we have some other shows. We want you to go to our new website, empoweredliving.tv. Empoweredliving.tv is brand new. And also you can find us on our Twitter and our phone book, and just Google us as well. And we are prepared to, Haiti. I should mention Haiti. We are building a school in Haiti. That's right, in Haiti. About 4.5 years ago, there was a major earthquake that took place in the great nation of Haiti, on the island nation of Haiti, and it destroyed, I guess, almost the vast majority of it. And one thing they lost were some churches, some grocery stores, some homes, but also many schools. And so we are taking upon ourselves, with a small beginning, and building one school in Haiti. And our goal is to do these wonderful fundraisers online and in person. And come January of 2015, we will have the funds available to go over in that year and celebrate the 5-year anniversary, commemorate the 5-year anniversary of the earthquake, and build our first school. We hope that you would join us in that endeavor. Again, this is Empowered Living with yours truly, Barrett Berry. We're excited to have you with us. Don't go anywhere. Stay close, stay near, and follow us. But always remember this: I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.